Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. So, Jay, interesting topic that we have here today. It's a video that you sent me, and I'm going to share a part of that video in the next couple of minutes. But it really debunks this whole narrative that's been out there for quite some time that Gervonta Davis ducks these guys, are unwilling to fight some of these opponents. And I felt like this interviewer really forced Keyshawn Davis to admit that this narrative is not true. Now, thanks. We know that, several weeks ago, Shakur Stevenson made the comment that he was interested in fighting Gervonta Davis. He did it on Fanon's show with Coach Kenny Ellis. Shout out to Coach Kenny. And that got fight fans excited that there was a possibility this fight could be made. Now, of course, that fight didn't come to fruition. And we saw so many people across social media platforms, in the comment section of our videos, in our Discord, on our live streams that we do 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday, saying that all Gervonta Davis had to do was send over a contract and the fight could have been made. And apparently that didn't happen, right? And I've tried to explain on multiple occasions, you don't just send over a contract. Negotiations have to be done first. You got to have some type of dialogue, right? First, in regards to what that party is interested in and what would be required in order to make a fight. It's just the way that it works. So recently, Stephen Espinoza made the comment that they did reach out to Shakur Stevenson. Now, this is something that I won't say that I necessarily knew, but I had been told that there had been some contact made with Shakur Stevenson. I was told this back in August. And Jay, you can vouch for this because you know this, because we talked about it right after I was told this. So that debunked this whole narrative that, it was Tank was the reason why the fight didn't end up getting made, because that team reached out. And of course, Shakur Stevenson responded saying, this guy's lying. They never sent over an offer. And that's the thing that I try to point out to people, because context. Yeah, you got not just context, but you got to really listen to what someone is saying. Shakur Stevenson isn't lying when he says that no one sent over a contract. But Stephen Espinoza never said that they sent over a contract. What he said was that they reached out to them and that Shakur was interested in going a different direction. So of course they didn't send you a contract, right? So you gotta listen to what the words that are being said. You gotta listen to those words, because a lot of times people like to play with words in order to create a narrative that doesn't exist, right? And I'm not saying Shakur is creating a narrative, but he is deflecting from the fact that they did reach out to him and that they were the ones that wanted to go a different direction. So Keyshawn Davis was being interviewed, and I think this is on national television, and I think he got caught off guard with this question. And I'm going to play the clip here real quick. It's about, 30 seconds or so, and we're going to come back and react to it, because I thought it was interesting, because we've heard that Gervonta Davis wouldn't be willing to fight Keyshawn either.
I know that your representative, Ishmael Hinson, has had talks with Al Heyman about this very idea, you and Tank.
By the way, this is from this past weekend, the ESPN card.
What can you tell me? What can you update me about that?
Yeah, man. Like I said, I feel like this guy actually does want to fight me. I feel like 2025 will be the year that you will see Davis versus Davis.
Hold on, let's run that back. I want to hear that again. What did the interviewer say?
I know that your representative, Ishmael Hinson, has had talks with Al Heyman about this very idea, you and Tank. What can you tell me? What can you update me about that?
Yeah, man. Like I said, I feel like this guy actually does want to fight me.
Wait. Run that back again.
I know that your representative, Ishmael Hinson, has had talks with Al Heyman about this very idea, you and Tank. What can you tell me? What can you update me about that?
Yeah, man. Like I said, I feel like this guy actually does want to fight me. I feel like 2025 will be the year that you will see Davis versus Davis. And like I said, just keep following us, man. Just keep following our careers. You know, my next fight is a big fight coming up for my first world title. So me personally, I still have a lot to prove. But 2025, it should be big for, the businessman.
We've got a couple things on deck for 2020.
Now, if his representatives have had conversations with Al Heyman about a possible fight with Gervonta Davis. And we know that Tank is the A side. Then more than likely, those negotiations, or those conversations rather, got kicked off by Tank's side. So Steven Espinoza has mentioned that they reached out to Shakur Stevenson. And now this guy is saying, oh, well, I know your representative has talked to Al Heyman. What's up? And he's now admitting that, yeah, I think he does want to fight me. But just a few weeks ago, he was talking as though Tank wouldn't fight him. So, Jay, what's your thoughts on that?
It's funny because, like, this is the third person now that Tank's side has reached out. Loma, Shakur, and now Keyshawn. All people, they say, oh, Tank would never fight. You know, so it's like this narrative, it's just, like we said before, it's the Tank rules. You know, it's always about Tank this, Tank that, and his team is doing this, but he's not going to get credit for it. He still won't get credit for it. It's like, it's crazy because Keyshawn, like you said, Keyshawn was caught off guard. He said the silent part outside. He wasn't supposed to say, yeah, oh yeah, I admit to it. He admitted to it, you know. He wasn't supposed to agree with that. He's supposed to say, oh, I don't know about it. I'm just a boxer, you know. That's what they normally say. He messed up. He admitted to that. So, I mean, I'm just tired of the narrative with Tank. You know, they just always try to diminish him, his skills, who he is, and everything about him, you know, but he's trying to make these fights. He's trying to make these fights, and there's steps to it. You just can't just go straight to, sending a contract out or anything like that. Like the people that ran around Shakur were trying to make it seem like, people that be in our Discord and on the live streams every Sunday at 4 p.m. Try to do. It's more steps to that. This is a great step here, great first step as far as Keyshawn admitting to Al Heyman talking to his people already. And he's like, oh, this guy does want to fight me. You know, Tank even alluded to saying that Keyshawn's looking better than Kerr has been, which is also true, you know, who Keyshawn's been fighting. So we'll see how Keyshawn looks in the next fight in February, but this is perfect. I dig it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just about watching, seeing fights. So if they make this fight, I'm cool with the fight. You know, I usually point out specific things in regards to fights and what fights are being made and all that stuff, just because, you know, there's always these fake narratives that are put out there about fighters, specifically fighters that are tied to a specific entity. And so, you know, it is what it is. I don't have a problem with the fight whatsoever. I look forward to them getting in the ring, if they get into the ring. There's no telling if they really get into the ring. But if they do get into the ring, I look forward to it. I want to see it. And, eventually we might get Davis versus Davis, according to Keyshawn Davis. So, but we got to stop with these fake narratives in regards to Gervonta Davis, because at this point, they are just getting ridiculous, man. The narratives are ridiculous.
They're just doing whatever they can out there, man. It's just crazy. And, you know, I said that, you know, I wanted Keyshawn to get at least 1 or 2 fights before he came to a Tank fight. Right now, he's going to have another fight before he fights Tank, you know, whether it's the second middle of next year or end of next year. You know, he'll have 2 fights, just like I said, because I don't want people saying, well, y'all said y'all didn't want him fighting Davis, Keyshawn won. I'm not saying Keyshawn is still ready for Tank. I'm going to watch the heck out of the fight if they do fight, but I want Keyshawn to get a couple more fights under his belt, because the Lemos fight, that's not comparable to someone of Tank's skill set.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think he needs several more fights before they make it happen, and it's interesting. And I think we're going to be talking about Keyshawn again, maybe in another video here shortly. So we'll move on to the next one. You guys, let us know what you think in the comment section in regards to this. Don't forget to hate, like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Angry Man Podcast, M Sports Media, and we are out.